I told my sister-in-law about my 4 miscarriages after she said I didn't understand her loss. My husband's sister, Katie, has always been one of those people who thinks nobody else's problems matter as much as hers. Like when she got a cold, she'd post on Facebook about being on her deathbed, but when other people were actually sick, she'd barely acknowledge it. Last year, Katie got pregnant and was posting bump photos and baby stuff constantly. Then about a month ago, she had a miscarriage at 8 weeks. I felt terrible for her because losing a pregnancy is devastating. I reached out, sent flowers, and listened whenever she wanted to talk about it. But here's what Katie doesn't know. My husband and I struggled for years to have our daughter. I had 4 miscarriages before she was born. 4. But I'm a private person and only told my parents and sisters. I don't blast my personal business on social media or bring it up at every family gathering. Saturday night, we went to my in-laws for dinner. Katie was there talking about her miscarriage again, which is fine. Everyone needs to process grief differently. My 1-year-old daughter was sitting on my lap playing with her toy blocks while the adults talked. Katie started crying while telling the story, and my daughter noticed. She's at that age where she wants to help everyone feel better, so she reached toward Katie wanting to give her a kiss. I told Katie that my daughter wanted to give her a kiss to make her feel better. Katie looked annoyed and said no, really harshly. My daughter got confused and started fussing, so I redirected her to give me a kiss instead. My husband said that was pretty rude since our daughter was just trying to be sweet. That's when Katie said something that made my blood boil. She said it was hard being around her brother's happy, healthy babies when her child was dead. Then she looked right at me and said we couldn't possibly understand what it's like to lose a child. I should have kept my mouth shut, but I was done. I looked her dead in the eye and said, actually, we do understand. I had 4 miscarriages before my daughter was born. It took us years of trying. The whole table went silent. My mother-in-law immediately came over and hugged me, saying she was so sorry we'd gone through that. Katie just sat there with her mouth open, completely shocked. She asked why we never told anyone, and I said, I'm private about personal struggles because I know everyone's dealing with their own problems. Katie didn't say much for the rest of dinner and left early. Later that night, my husband came to me laughing. Katie had called him upset, saying I was trying to compete with her by mentioning my 4 miscarriages. She said I was trying to make her tragedy about me and being passive-aggressive. I couldn't believe it. Even after learning I'd lost 4 babies, she somehow made it about herself and accused me of lying or exaggerating for attention. My husband thought she was being ridiculous, but part of me wondered if I should have just stayed quiet. The thing is, I wasn't trying to one-up her or minimize her pain, but I was sick of her assuming she was the only person who'd ever suffered, especially when she was being cruel to my innocent daughter who just wanted to help.